Today we will cover how you can prevent bullying in your school and the role that you play in doing so. This module has 3 parts. First, we will review what bullying is and its many forms. Second, we will go over some preventative measures that you can put in place at your school to keep bullying from happening. Third, we will go over how you can intervene when bullying happens. Let's start with Section 1. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention defines bullying as any unwanted, aggressive behaviors that involves an observed or perceived imbalance of power. The behavior is repeated multiple times or is highly likely to be repeated. There are 3 types of bullying: physical, verbal, and social. Physical bullying is hurting a person's body or possessions. It can involve hitting, kicking, pinching, tripping, pushing, taking or breaking someone's things, or making mean or rude hand gestures. Verbal bullying is saying or writing mean things. It can involve teasing, name-calling, inappropriate sexual comments, taunting, or threats. Cyberbullying often involves verbal bullying. Social bullying is hurting someone's reputation or relationships. It includes leaving someone out on purpose, telling kids not to be friends with someone, spreading rumors about someone, or embarrassing someone in public. We will now go over some preventative measures that you can take to keep bullying from happening in your schools. There are 6 different steps that you can take to prevent bullying in your schools. The following are steps that you can take to intervene when bullying happens at school. When you see bullying happening, you should follow this model to respond. First, intervene immediately. You should step in and say something as soon as you see it happening. If needed, get another adult so that they can come and help you manage the problem. Second, check in with all students involved. Make sure that everyone is okay and meet any immediate health or mental needs. Above all else, remember to stay calm. Getting upset can increase tension among students and can escalate the situation. Reassure all kids involved that together we will help solve the problem and model respectful behaviors while intervening. You should never ignore the situation or think that kids involved can sort out the problem themselves. Don't immediately try to sort out the facts, because this can start contention all over again. Do not force witnesses to tell you what they saw. Never question the students involved in front of other kids, and talk to those involved separately. Do not make students apologize or patch up relationships on the spot, as this is insincere. After an incident or a disclosure of bullying, you can help the child who has been bullied by making sure that the child understands what the problem behavior is and why it was bullying. Being firm and letting the student know that bullying is serious and not tolerated. Working with the child to understand why they bullied in the first place, whether it was to fit in, because they were being bullied, or because of problems at home. Using consequences to teach. Use consequences that involve learning and build empathy. For example, you could have a child who bullies lead a class discussion on how to be a good friend, read a book about bullying, write a story about the effects of bullying, or make posters for the school about cyberbullying. Involving the child in making amends and repairing the situation, students may need to write a letter, do a good deed, or clean up, repair any damaged property. Do not use zero-tolerance policies or 3 strikes you're out type of rules, because these can cut students off from supports that they may need. Do not use conflict resolution or peer mediation. These won't work because bullying is not a conflict between people of equal power or people who share blame. Do not use group treatment for students who bully, as group members can often reinforce bullying behavior with each other. You can help the child who has been bullied by listening and focusing on what they are saying, assuring the child that what has happened is not their fault. Perhaps something was done, but no one deserves to be bullied. Giving advice on what they should do if it happens again. This could involve role-playing or thinking through how the child might react or who they might go to get help. Developing a game plan for what can be done in the future. Ask the student what can be done to help them feel safe. Being persistent. Check in frequently with both the student who was bullied and the student who was bullying to ensure that both parties are receiving the support that they need. Do not tell the child to ignore the bullying. This can place blame on the child for being bullied and can deter the child from coming forward for help should anything happen again. Do not blame the child for being bullied, even if they did something to provoke it. No one deserves to be treated this way. Do not tell the child to fight back. This can cause even more problems and can force this child to exhibit bullying behavior. Do not encourage parents to get involved. When parents contact other parents, this can make things worse. You should act as a mediator between families. Thank you so much for listening to this presentation. We appreciate your time and efforts to keep your students safe and hope that you have found some useful things that you can implement in your schools.